It is officially the Saturday before Christmas, and I'm just getting ready to run some errands and do some last minute Christmas shopping before we leave to go to New York. We're actually leaving tomorrow and we'll be there for the whole week. That is the plan. Today we'll be running around a little bit. I have to run to the tailor to get a pair of jeans taken in, which is really random, but I'll be doing that. And then we have some last minute gifts to pick up, and then that's kind of the only plan. I think we might go out to dinner tonight, but I'm not entirely sure. Kind of gonna see like how we're feeling this afternoon. That's basically it. I guess I should show you. I had done my foundation in there recently. I don't have it with me now, but I've been using the Chanel Skin Tint. I'll type in what it's called, and it's kind of like a serum with little beads that like burst with color in them. So I really like it, and I actually mix it with the Road Glazing Milk. It just kind of like evens out my skin tone and gives me a little bit of color, but it's very light and minimal coverage. It's not gonna give you like a full coverage effect. I think you could probably layer it to get more of like medium coverage, but even still, it's a very sheer foundation. I really love it because I feel like it is fairly clean as far as foundations go, and that is something that I try to think about when I'm buying and using makeup. I do try to keep the makeup that I use as minimal in terms of toxins as possible, and there are definitely some brands that are really more non-toxic that I've looked into, or they advertise as more non-toxic. But yet, I feel like even those brands still have ingredients in them that I'm not really sure that they are the best. And so I really try to prioritize like less ingredients is better. I prioritize typically looking for water-based products rather than like silicone-based products. And then I also really look for things that are fragrance-free. And it's really interesting because Chanel makeup, like any of the compact cases like similar to this, and I think most of their foundations have a really strong scent, and I hate that. Like I absolutely hate that. So it's interesting because the one that I use, like the serum based foundation, I can't think of what it's called, but anyway, I will add it here, but that one has no fragrance or scent, which is amazing. So it's definitely something that I prioritize. And then I just did my concealer with the Tower 28 concealer. This one was actually gifted to me by Tower 28, and I recently started using it. I wanted to give it a try, and I actually really like it. Before this, I was using the Kosas concealer, and I did really like that one as well. This Tower 28 one, I think I like it a little bit better than the Kosas. I feel like it's not like pilling on my skin, it's just blending better with the Chanel foundation underneath. I definitely recommend this if you're interested in a new concealer. And I'm trying to see what shade this is. I think it's BU, and I definitely like my concealer a little bit lighter. Anyway, so that's the concealer that I'm using. And then for contour, I use the Westman Atelier contour stick, and this is in the shade Biscuit. I actually just bought the mini size like a while ago because I wanted to test it out. I wasn't sure if I was going to love the product, and this has lasted me so long. I think I've had this for like more than 6 months, and like there's still a lot of product left. So, and I really like that it's like easy to travel with because I'm like traveling a lot back and forth to New York and to Florida and stuff. It's small. It's like really nice for just having control over where the placement is. So I usually do this like there, and then I do a little bit on my forehead. Sometimes I also carve out here as well, but I guess I'll just do it. I was gonna say like for a daytime look, I try not to wear as much makeup, but whatever, we're just gonna do it. So yeah, I've been really liking this, and I feel like a lot of people talk about this, but good just to mention that there is a difference between contour products and bronzing products. So contour products typically have more of a gray, cool tone. With that said, I feel like this does give me a nice bronzed effect, even though it is meant to just more like carve out the face. And I don't typically put a bronzer over this. I typically just go with this, and I really like the way it looks. And I think that there is a difference and there is a need in some cases for a contour and a bronzer, but I also don't really love to wear a ton of makeup and I don't love to layer a ton of makeup, so I've kind of just been using this as my contour and bronzer, and then I'll put blush above that gives me more color and kind of like brings life back to the face. And for a while, like years ago, I was using the Patrick Ta bronzer. It was like a cream contour and a powder bronzer duo, and I was absolutely obsessed with it. I loved it so much, loved the product. However, I realized that it has talc in it, which is like really not great, and so I have stopped using it for that reason. And I honestly have not purchased a new bronzer, which is part of why I don't use a bronzer, but I've been really liking this Westman Atelier contour stick, and I feel like it kind of does the job of carving out the face but also bringing some color back for me, so I have just stuck with this. I really don't like a bronzer that is super like orange undertone, which is why I've shied away from buying a new one as well, just because I really feel like I struggle to find the right tone. And so that's also why I really like using the contour as kind of a duo and just using it as my bronzer as well, because it has that cool tone rather than the warm like orange undertone. Also hilarious because sometimes I do this and I actually forget about it, like I almost just did, but because of the way I'm holding the mirror I can see that it's there. I actually almost left the house once without blending that out, and yeah, that's obviously just not cute, so I'm glad I just saw that I did that and remembered that I did that. I should say, for my concealer, I've been using this Rare Beauty concealer brush. I really like it. I feel like it blends very well. And then I am using the Patrick Ta brush for the contour. It has this like really dense side, which is great for like cream products and contouring. And then it has this fluffy side for like a powder product. I am currently using the Rhode Pocket Blush in the shade Freckle. I really love blush so much. I feel like the Rhode products are pretty clean. I know that if you really want to deep dive into the ingredients, it's definitely not like 100%. As far as makeup goes, I feel like it's pretty clean. And with the glazing milk, I really only use that when I'm doing my makeup, and I'll actually mix it with the Chanel foundation to give it an even more sheer effect on my skin, especially for a daytime look. At night, I might not do that. It depends kind of how I'm feeling or if I feel like my skin is really dry. But for daytime especially, I usually combine the two and it just kind of helps sheer out the foundation a little bit. But with that said, for my actual like skincare, when I'm like washing my face at night and like layering on moisturizer for the nighttime, I'm actually using the Primarily Pure cleansing oil, and I've switched between a few. They call them like balms because they're made with tallow and essential oils and things like that, but I used most recently the Everything balm, and before that I used the clarifying one, and I actually think I like that one a little bit better, so I'm gonna repurchase that one and try that. Those products are quite literally the best. Like, they are clean and they are amazing. The only scent is from essential oils, and then everything is organic tallow and jojoba oil and things like that. My biggest issue is just dryness. I feel like even in the summer, my skin tends to be very dry, and I feel like when I started using the Primarily Pure products, I noticed a huge difference in my skin, and I really like layer on the balm at night before I go to bed. But it's really amazing, so hydrating, so clean. I think that they smell amazing. I know essential oils, like everyone's different and kind of feels differently about them. The scent, I would say, is like pretty strong at first, and each one kind of has like a different scent, but you definitely get used to it, and I grew to really like love it. And honestly, it became part of my like bedtime ritual, in the sense that like the scent to me, because I was putting it on every single night before bed, was like helping to kind of calm me down and get me into that state of like going to sleep. I know that probably sounds crazy, but like it really did. And I'm talking about specifically the Everything Balm also has a really nice scent. And similarly, I did adjust to that, but the clarifying one in particular, I think it has neroli in it, which is like a really specific scent. And that mixed with whatever else is in it really was like so calming for me before going to bed. And so I'm gonna order that one again and switch back to that one and try it out for a bit and just kind of compare between that and the Everything Balm to see which one I like better. But I think I'm leaning a little bit towards the clarifying one. They also have a plumping one, which I have not tried yet, but I am interested to try it. I really want to try like all of their products. I do also use their deodorant, and I love the deodorant as well. That one comes in many different scents as well, and it's all essential oils, of course. The one I use is geranium, but I know they have a ton of others. So I'll be sure to link all of that in the description box below and on my Shop My under the YouTube section, just so you can look at those products because I really, really recommend them. And the other thing that I really love from Primarily Pure is their lip oil. So I have like the original one, which it comes in a tube like this, and it has a little bit of a tint to it. Like, I don't know if you can see that, but it's like slightly pink tinted. And as I like waste the product now, that's like way too much to put. I'll just put it on my hand. But that's what it looks like. It's like a sheer pink. It has like a little bit of a shimmer to it, but the only ingredients are lanolin, organic castor oil, pomegranate, organic mango butter, coconut oil, tallow from grass-fed cows, peppermint essential oil, vanilla fruit extract, Peru balsam resin oil, benzoin resin extract, stevia leaf extract, and non-GMO vitamin E. So it's really clean as far as lip oils go, and they recently just came out with a coffee one. It's called like latte lip oil that I'm dying to try. Like, I need to get it. My hot take is that this is better than the Summer Fridays and the Rhode lip oil. I know that that's like a really unpopular opinion to have, but this product is definitely far cleaner, especially it's all really natural ingredients and it only has essential oils in it, which is amazing. So if you are interested and open to trying something new, if you've been a loyal Summer Fridays lip oil girl or Rhode lip oil girl, I definitely recommend looking into Primarily Pure and trying this one. Unfortunately, this is like not an ad by any means. I do not work with Primarily Pure, but I'm like just so passionate about how amazing their products are and love to recommend them. So unfortunately, I don't have a code for you, but definitely still recommend checking them out. And of course, I'll link everything for you below. But yeah, okay, so that's the Rhode blush in Freckle. I absolutely love blush so much, like truly. I used to not love it, and I think for me it was the learning the right placement of the blush, because I would just like put it right here and then I would think that I looked ridiculous. But now, I kind of didn't explain this while I was doing it, but I really placed the blush like all the way up, like by almost like my temples, and I start blending it out up here first, and then I kind of drag it down towards the center of my face because I want the majority of it to be here, kind of like pulling my face up, and then I drag it in a little bit, and then I'll put it on my nose a little bit just to give that kind of like sun-kissed, like tanned, burned skin. And then I forgot, because I'm talking away, the most important part of my makeup routine for me in particular. If you know me, you know that I absolutely hate my nose, and the nose contour is literally, it has been a game changer for me, contouring my nose. I can't even explain to you what it does to my face. I use the Patrick Ta. This one is a dual-ended, similar to the other one. It has like a more dense side for cream products and then a fluffy side for powder products. I use this side to, put the product on it, and then I actually will like kind of blend it out with the fluffy side, even though I'm not using a powder product. But I just go directly onto the contour stick like this, And then I do each side of my nose. So that's one side, then the other side. And everyone's nose, obviously, everyone's nose is different. And so I think there's a lot of different ways that you can contour your nose to get kind of the effect that you want. I've tried many different ways, but this particular placement of the contour is the best for me personally. And really, like, when I'm looking at myself straight on, I don't really have a big problem with my nose, and the contouring definitely helps me like it a little bit more. It's really mainly from the side that my side profile I just really could live without, if I'm being totally honest. But, and like literally everyone in my life knows this, like knows that I hate my nose, but I'm like way too scared to get my nose done. And I don't think I will ever get it done, although I've like really thought about it a lot in my lifetime and I've considered it pretty heavily, but I'm just like way too scared to do it. So I probably will never end up doing it, and for now the nose contour is working for me, so I'm just gonna go with that. But anyway, so I just placed a little bit under here, so I did side, under, and then the last little bit that I do is right here, straight across, to kind of give that like button nose look. And also, I don't know if you noticed, but when I place the concealer on my nose, I only do at the tip, like right here, and then I leave a gap, and then I do a line up here, and that's because I know that I'm gonna end up placing the contour right here anyway, so I try not to like layer too much product, and I think it just kind of helps give that like effect that I want. So each side, the base, this little line across, and then I'll kind of just blend it out a little bit. And then sometimes if I feel like it's not doing exactly what I want, or it's not enough, I go back in with a little bit of concealer to just give that last extra kind of like lift. So I'll place the concealer just a little bit more, like literally the smallest amount there, and I'll just blend it out with my finger, and I'll place the smallest amount here, and I'll blend that with my finger. And it just really gives the petite nose effect, at least from the front. From the side, there's no help. Unfortunately, I think I need to get surgery if I want my side profile to be a little bit better, but we're not gonna go there. I was using this as my mirror because the camera is like pretty small, but this is the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes eyeshadow palette. I purchased this probably 4 years ago. I think it was about 4 years ago, maybe even longer. I think I used it one time. I am just not an eyeshadow girl. I have tried so many times and I just feel like it looks horrible on me. I do have like slightly hooded eyelids, and so I think that's part of it. Like I feel like it kind of just like doesn't give the right effect for me. I don't know. Oh my. But yeah, so I bought this and I actually was following Makeup by Kellyanne's video for hooded eyes, and she used this in the tutorial, and I really loved the way that she showed how to do the eyeshadow, and I did it myself, and I actually think it looked the best that I had ever looked with eyeshadow on. But typically I just don't really love wearing that much makeup, like I said, and I try not to layer on a ton of makeup. And usually I just really like the way my makeup looks without eyeshadow, so I just don't go the extra step of doing that. The only thing I will sometimes do is take the leftover bronzer on my brush and kind of just put that into my eyelids just to give a little bit of color there and so that it kind of like blends in with everything else. But other than that, that's all I do. I always curl my eyelashes, which I also did before, and I'm going to do it one more time. And this is the Shiseido eyelash curler. I've quite literally had this eyelash curler since high school, and it is, in my opinion, the best eyelash curler on the market. Just the shape of it for my eyes and how close you can get to your lash line and really like curl up the lashes is incredible. Like, I really highly recommend this. And then I actually ended up just purchasing extra like cushions. These little things like pop out. I get them on Amazon, and so I try to replace those regularly. It's obviously like over time, like it can break from like pressing in on it. So I've had this eyelash curler literally for so long. It's like embarrassing how long I've had it, but it's truthfully the best, and they still sell it. My eyelashes literally grow like, actually I don't even know if it's straight out. It's like down. Like there's literally no curl. Like there could not be any less curl, like straight. And this literally lifts them up so well. So obsessed with this. Definitely recommend purchasing it if you don't have it already. I know there's a lot of eyelash curlers that people love out there, but I really love this Shiseido one, so I really recommend it. And then for mascara, I've been using the Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara in the shade After Midnight, which is just black. I'm pretty sure it comes in brown as well, but I love this mascara so much. I've been using it for years, and it has two sides to the brush. I genuinely don't think you're going to be able to tell, but one side is more of like a fluffy side, and the other one has more like a comb effect, so you can like get in between the lashes. To be honest, I never really use the side that has like the comb. I really only use the other side because I really like when my lashes are like kind of fluffy looking and separated, like not like clumped together at all. I like each lash to be like on its own and like fluffed out and like feathery. I don't know how else to explain that. And I really try to place the mascara only on the ends of my eyelashes, like not at all at the root, because I do feel like that helps with keeping the curl. So I try to do that as well. And the other thing that I do, which has really helped me, because like I said, my eyelashes grow like straight out and there's no curl to them at all. After I put mascara on, I take a blow dryer and I put it on like the lowest heat setting, like cool setting, and I put it on the lowest like wind. That's definitely not the right term. I don't even know what to call that, but it's like put it all the way down so it's not like blowing my face super aggressively. And I hold it so that it's blowing upwards and blowing my eyelashes up. And I like do that for like maybe 5-10 seconds. And I feel like it really helps because it's kind of just like helping the lash dry, or the mascara dry with my lash in that like position. And then it really stays all day. So I definitely, it sounds kind of crazy to blow out your eyelashes, but I do that. And I'm actually going to go do that quickly now. After I do my other eye, but I feel like it makes a huge difference with helping my lashes stay curled all day long. So, and my eyelashes are literally so blonde without mascara on. It's kind of crazy. So I usually stick with a black mascara, although sometimes I will dabble with a brown mascara. I kind of like the look occasionally, but it's usually just black mascara. And then I always also do it on my bottom lashes. I know some people don't put mascara on their bottom lashes, but I personally think it changes my whole face, especially because my eyelashes are so blonde. So I always do that. And I actually layer mascaras. I used to think it was so ridiculous when people did that, but I have a reason for it, which I will explain in a second. But okay, I'm gonna go quickly blow dry my eyelashes and I'll be right back. And I also forgot my other mascara, so I'm gonna get that. Okay, I'm back. So I did a little bit of blow drying, and then I actually already applied this just looking in the mirror in the bathroom because I just don't want to deal with doing it in this tiny mirror. It's like so difficult. But my last step is to add this mascara over. So I do the Ilia one first because it creates that really like fluffy and feathery lash look. And then this is I think it's called like a tubing mascara. I don't know if that's the right word, but I think it is. But this one is by Thrive Cosmetics, and it's in Rich Black. The shade is called Bryn. And this one is a much more like, I don't know actually how to explain it, but the brush is not as like fluffy. It has this kind of brush attached, and I don't really like fully like go in and like coat the lashes in it, but I just like very gently like brush this onto the ends of my lashes, top and bottom. And that's because this is a waterproof mascara. And when I tell you this stuff does not move, it does not move. Whereas if I do just the Ilia, I do think that's a great mascara, but if I'm walking around outside and like wearing it for the full day, I do find that it kind of transfers a little bit to my under eyes. Whereas when I put this on top, it does not move. When I tell you, like, it does not go into my under eyes, it does not go anywhere. It stays exactly where it is. My lashes stay in place. It's like really amazing. So I love using this to layer on top. But if I use this alone without the Ilia, it definitely creates more of that like kind of like it'll clump a few of your lashes together at a time and like gives that effect, which I know some people like. So if you like that, I really recommend this mascara. But if you're not into that, like me, I like this just as like the last little coat to kind of help the mascara stay in place. Really recommend that. And that's really my makeup look. I usually do a little bit of lip liner and my lip oil. I'm not like a big lipstick person at all. I don't own a lipstick at all. And for lip gloss, I really just stick with this because I know it's so clean. And it does give like a little bit of a pink look, so I love that. For lip liner, I do have I don't know, do I even have it in this thing? I do have it here. Yeah, Wherever Walnut by Makeup Forever. I do like this one a lot. I also have used the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner in Pillow Talk. I like that one a lot. I really like anything that's like very similar to my natural lip shade. I don't do much like contouring of my lip at all. I really just use it because I feel like my lips don't have like a very strong pink color, and especially the edges of them are not very defined, and so I really just use a shade of lip liner very similar to my natural lip that just will like kind of enhance the edges. And I really don't overline at all. I really stay like within the lines of my lips. Very occasionally I will do like a little bit overlining just at the Cupid's bow and like just at the base, like in the middle, and then as I come up to the corners of my lips, I stay within the lines. I don't really like love the look of a really overlined lip on me personally. I just don't feel like my face can carry it, and I know a lot of people do it and it really looks amazing. I think it just kind of depends on the person. For me, I don't really love that on me, so I just kind of stick to like my natural lip as much as possible. But yeah, so that's like a little makeup tutorial, how I typically do my makeup, and we're going to go run some errands, like I said, just do some last minute things. It's a little bit chaotic behind me because I have a bunch of stuff out, like I have a return there, and I've started laying out and like taking out stuff that I'm going to be packing since we're leaving early tomorrow morning. But that's pretty much it. This week will be so nice to be in New York with family, and I'm so excited for the holiday and all of the yummy food and just to be spending time with family again. But I'm going to sign off now, and I'll talk to you guys soon.